Hey guys, she's Claire.
And he's Enzo, and this is Too Long for a Voice Note, and this is episode 1. So this is our podcast, Too Long for a Voice Note. Enzo,
Yes.
do you want to explain why we decided to start the podcast?
Well, yeah, I think it was kind of natural thing. I think maybe you mentioned it first, like let's do a podcast. I think it was like that, and then we were like, yeah, why not? Because to be honest, I think it's very simple concept behind it, but I think it's really talk a lot, and we send like a lot of voice notes talking. Lots and lots of different things, stuff, blah blah blah, life. So we decided like, why we don't turn this into something that somebody else may like.
Exactly. So the topics are going to change each week, but we'll generally be talking about pop culture, news, trending things, anything that we kind of are
hopefully
interested
we'll have
in.
like something to say or an opinion that will like, I don't know if to say help you. It's not helping you, but like
We'll help you.
Actually, we'll help you.
We'll
because
help
we are that
you.
good. No, but you know, like opinion that maybe is useful or maybe will be meaningful in a way for you, or maybe you can connect with us. And you know, it's a bit like it's just like a normal talk.
Exactly,
like,
just a chat, just catch up with us, and that's about it really. So the rough structure of the podcast is going to be that each of us is going to prepare a topic for the other one, and kind of like a surprise
kind of thing. Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to talk about that for a bit. So I'm going to go first this week.
Yes.
And I have a topic for you, Enzo.
Okay.
So I don't know if you saw, there was a meme, a meme that was trending online this week. And I'm going to show it to Enzo now. I think you've seen it already, maybe once on Twitter.
Okay,
it was mainly trending on Twitter. But
like
we're gonna watch it. But I'll show it to Enzo, and then we can kind of react, and then we'll kind of explain it to you a little bit. Cafes.
And the shoulder thing is amazing.
Oh my gosh! And then she goes again. Look how she's smiling.
Look at her face. Yeah, I love it. I love how she's like, she's not like going down, like she's just like pushing for it.
Hilarious.
Yeah, and I love it because I see like a lot of memes where like me in 2020 kind of thing, and the word 2020, the girl like grabbing the hair,
ripping the hair, for sure. We're gonna link the meme in the description just so that you can watch it as well, so you know what we're talking about. But essentially, it is two sisters.
Yeah.
And
are
one
they
of
sisters,
them,
though?
I think they're sisters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of assumed.
You know what? Maybe because I saw on Twitter yesterday like a photo of the previous year of them in the birthday as well, but they were saying like, oh, she's preparing for the next year, like wait until the next year kind of thing.
I can have my moment.
Yeah, I want to have my moment.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
but it's the younger one. I think the younger one's
probably
like third birthday or something, and then she is getting ready to blow out her candles on her cake, and her sister or the other girl goes ahead and blows out the candle, and she's like really like smug about it.
It's very like telenovela kind of thing.
It's
like,
no, they're Brazilian, right?
It makes sense. It's very like, I want to kill you kind of vibe, you know? But I think the best part is what she was moving like, I mean, the way she was like moving, her expressions, it's like, you're too small for this, you know, like you have so much an attitude.
Such a demon.
Right.
But then the little one, who seems really innocent, grabs her hair and starts like shaking her head. Very unexpected.
It's so funny,
but you've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you've seen it. Yeah. You have a brother, right? Did you ever have any?
I have a brother, yeah. I think the thing is we have like 7 years of difference between each other. So there was one point that we were like very far apart. You know, I was 7, he was almost 15, and you know, there's like a big gap there. And I remember around those times we were fighting a lot. I think one of the things I remember the most is like I had like a small kind of radio, and we were always fighting. But because I was so pissed off at him because he was doing something to me I don't remember, I threw the radio to his head. It was really like a dramatic thing. It was really bad. I think it was one of the peak of our messiness. Okay. And then like later one day he just pushed me on towards like the wall. I mean, he didn't want to hurt me, but it was really hard, and I hit my head, and I spent the whole day like throwing up.
Oh my gosh!
I remember very clearly that I was like feeling like very weak during the day and throwing up because it was such a huge like boom, you know.
It's like a mild concussion, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
maybe. Yeah. Maybe that's why those things here like sometimes are like this.
But you know, you can get really like,
Well, that's like
aggressive with your siblings. You know, like you will never get like that with someone else.
I don't think so.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think so. But apart from that, I think that's the thing I remember. I was very calm when I was a kid, so
You're very calm.
yeah,
Calm,
I wasn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
really like. I didn't like to fight or to be like.
You love a not a
mean.
hater.
So I didn't have any other story like really dramatic about. fighting with
Okay,
siblings
I mean,
or
this
fighting.
is something else. I think I had like, because I am basically one of three, so I'm the middle child.
Ooh.
I know. And again, with my younger brother Teo, there was a 7-year age gap, so it's like,
it's
I remember him when he was
Yeah.
a baby, like it would have been like with you as well.
probably yeah.
I guess with my sister, we are closer. She's 2 years above me. I don't think we fought that much, really. I didn't think it was really like that, no. I have, a funny sibling story that isn't actually my own, but it's Wince's. My best friend, Wince. I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing this story, but there's...
We're going to invite her next time.
Yeah, exactly. She could be a
Talk
guest
more
of the
about it.
podcast.
Yeah.
But I had to share my story. But I think there's like a 4-year age gap between her and her sister.
Okay.
And apparently they brought Wince up to the, like, crib, I guess.
The crib?
Is
Okay.
that crib? Is that
Yeah,
too American?
The crib.
What
No,
would
the
you call
crib,
it in, like...
Yeah. I know it's a
can't
crib.
pick crib.
Yeah, I don't know how it is.
You're like, it's a crib. It's just call it a crib.
I don't know your language.
I know. They called... What? I swear there's another... It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, I think there's a different word for it.
What is the word for it in English?
It's not a crib. It's
I want to say pram, but it's not a pram.
No,
It's
I heard it.
like a bassinet is really American.
I think so.
It's like
But I heard another word for this.
crib.
But anyway.
Crib. Anyway,
We're gonna put the name here.
exactly.
After,
We're gonna insert it if we can
insert it
remember.
In case you were wondering.
Exactly. But they brought her up to see her sister in the crib,
Okay.
and she leaned over and she slapped her.
Wait, but that was Wins who did that.
Wince.
Oh my
She
god.
literally full on slapped her in the crib. What a demon. So jealous.
Oh no, so jealous.
Because you hear that, don't you? Like they really.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think probably like my brother was also a bit jealous about me when I was a kid
Yeah.
because he was the only the kid in the family for 7 years, and then I came, so all the attention was like towards me at the moment because it's not a normal thing. So I think there was a lot of just it was a lot of jealousy. Yeah, but you're a kid, it's normal. But but then we grew up and it's amazing because we really like flow perfectly and it's really well.
And you're like quite different. That you complement each
yeah,
other.
we're quite different like in the character, but we also like share a lot of things like with art and things. He's a writer, so it's cool because nowadays we're like so close and it's funny like maybe we're throwing up like each other like a radio or whatever when we were a kid. So
But kids can be really aggressive.
right, I think it's excessive energy they
you
have.
learn
right?
you learn to like control your like anger or like your temper and stuff. I think
probably because imagine some kids are like really demons with like
Absolute
that like they
demons.
can do like crazy stuff.
But that's why they have tantrums, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, because you can't really express yourself at that age, and so the only way is to
That makes sense, yeah.
be a demon.
Because, being a demon is the only way
Exactly.
where you can express yourself. Because it kind of makes sense,
Yeah.
right? When you have so many, like, I don't know, feelings or things you don't know how
Yeah.
to express, you turn, like, kind of a demon thing.
Exactly.
The words of you came out of you because you don't know how to do it.
And I
so,
think we've all seen that with adults that we know. So,
so
sometimes it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away. You always be a demon.
You'll always be a demon. Demon for life.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good. Yeah.
It's really funny.
Funny.
I love how Twitter went crazy.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's such a weird thing that these random videos get so viral right now.
I know.
I mean, and I guess because more people are online now, and maybe they're more at home, they have more spare time. I think memes are getting even like stronger lately because I think people has more time to catch up with them and share with them and create new things. So it's like kind of like a thing. I think.
Yeah. So what is your topic,
Claire.
Clara.
I was thinking, let's go there for a second. What do you? I'm just thinking about this because I saw on Twitter today, like there was like here in London, there was a massive anti-mask demonstration, protest, whatever, because of the whole COVID kind of thing. What do you feel about this? What is your take on? I mean, I think it's a bit too. We're always talking about this and can get a bit too deep and too dark. But what is your vision on it, or what do you think if really the mask helps or not, or how do you feel overall about it, and how you feel about people protesting against something that is protecting all of us in a way? What do you feel? The mindset there. What do you think about that?
I think it's a really interesting thing, and I think that because like I'm always going to believe in people's right to protest. It's part of living in a democracy, right? And you know, you probably have some opinions on that, having like grown up in Venezuela, for example. Like it's very important not to, you know, we have a right to have our opinion, even if they're different than our own.
True.
I do find it problematic because I think the advice that we've been given all along in the UK, there's obviously been different advice given in different countries, for example the US, but we have always been told wear a mask, not when you're out. I mean, I feel like they should have been a lot clearer for like wear a mask when you're out at all times. Not just when you're on the tube, the bus, or go into shops, for example. Like maybe when you're out and about in general.
A big gap of time outside that you're not wearing the mask. So it's a bit like,
of course. But at least they have said, you know, wear it in a shop, wear it when, you know, on the tube, which is like, you know.
What if I come to you, like we're friends, you know me, and you can be more direct with me? What if I come to you tomorrow saying like, I don't think this virus actually spread like that. It's just more like creating laboratory or whatever, which is a theory they have. And it's actually no person by person. It's just around. They put it in places or whatever. What do you think, or what you will tell me in this situation?
But I would say, you know, at this point, like, I think it's important that we do understand, and maybe in 10 years' time we will understand how this happened and where it came from. But to me, it doesn't really matter how it happened, because it did happen, and we are where we are. And of course, like there's going to have been political reasons why they reacted in a certain way. Maybe they were targeting certain sections of society, but we are where we are, and what we know is that wearing a mask, simple things like washing your hands.
All the virus. I mean, at the end, doesn't matter like what's the core of the virus, but more than how it works, and it works as a virus. Even if it's like creating a laboratory or whatever people may think, but it still works as a virus, and it transmits in certain ways. So I think I feel a bit crazy, like maybe it's people then, I don't know if it's against science maybe kind of thing, because if any virus transmit between like saliva or whatever, that's why we use a mask, so we don't share these things. So going against it is a bit, also it's just a mask. Like, you know, there are people like doctors that wear a mask 12-14 hours a day because they are saving lives overall. And you know, like people, they do it normally, and just us because we need to use a mask in the tube is like a form of oppression. I think it's a bit of a reach, to be honest.
Is this the kind of the standpoint of these protests? They believe that COVID is real, it's a real thing, but they're against wearing a mask.
Yeah, because I think this is a form of oppression, and I don't believe that it's actually like, I mean, I think this also comes on this side of the virus that some people think the virus comes from the 5G type of, you know, signal. You have heard about it?
What?
That they believe like all this 5G's kind of new technology, they're the ones who are like, they're like creating the virus in a way, and we're getting sick because of this new, like, how you call it, like reds, no, like kind of
like signals
kind of thing. There's like a whole conspiracy theory about it. It's like it's a 5G like thing, like it's responsible the virus, which is like, okay, there's a lot of crazy things. So I think like, if you want a person that you don't want to wear a mask because you think it's so awful for you, it's like, it's strange because you're protecting yourself and others. So it's a bit like a weird point to stand. And also it's not, I mean, it's not the most comfortable thing, but as you say, like, as by now, that's what we know, and we need to find ways to make it better, you know, even if it's just wearing a mask. In the future, maybe we'll be like, oh, the mask wasn't necessary, but how will we know, right?
And also, I think I think it's kind of a given that we are controlled in a lot of ways by the government and by society. Like, I don't think anybody, we know that's the thing. And I think what we probably all want is for people to stop being affected by this virus, stop passing away, and get back to some kind of normality. And I think obviously a lot of countries have you know, dealt with this a few months prior to us, and they are already back to some kind of normality because they did things like wearing a mask and, you know, being strict on the lockdown. Like even in Italy, for example, I know they have more cases cropping up now, but they've kind of been, because they took a stricter lockdown. So I find it hard, but people should be allowed to protest. I guess I would not want to go near that protest personally.
Yeah.
In fact, I did actually pass one like a couple of weeks ago in Trafalgar Square, and I felt quite unsafe. But whether, of course, like I haven't developed any like symptoms of COVID or anything.
But
But the thought of like, but now I don't know if you find this, but lots of people when you're around a lot of people gathered,
you're like
anti-vax, yeah. So
it's a thing. I don't know.
Do you think it's selfish?
I think it's a bit selfish. I don't know. Like the thing is, like as a humans, I mean, as right now, as a human society, we're very selfish in many ways. At least in our Western kind of culture, we're very selfish, I believe. And I think this is kind of like showing that because it seems like too difficult to wear a mask. It's like it's not that difficult. If this is as for now, it seems a way to prevent a virus. Let's try it. And also, it's not blocking you of anything. Like you can talk, and you can express yourself with a mask. It's not like they are like telling you not to talk. You know what I mean?
But maybe the people that are protesting think that I don't know, but I would assume maybe they're thinking that we're all brainwashed and they're trying to help us.
It could be.
By shining a light on how corrupt the government is and how they're controlling us.
Well, that's for sure,
and by giving a vaccine, I'm sure that's a whole thing. Like the vaccine is like a way. I mean, I've heard about like that some people believe that giving us a vaccine is a way to put microchips into us to like track us.
Yeah, which is possible. That's very Black Mirror. I think something like that, it was already happening in Australia, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, because there's an episode of Black Mirror. I don't know if you ever watched it.
Yes, I've seen some Black Mirror.
You know that episode like they put like a kind of like a chip on them to track them and blah blah blah.
I don't think I've seen that one, but anyway.
I don't remember which season it is, but anyway, it turns out like last year there was this article on the internet that in Australia they're actually trying this. It's not happening right now, but actually they want to put like a chip on you to like kind of have all your information and medical. It's in theory it's medical information, but it's like a way of control and a way of
everyone in the country.
But actually, like I think it's just to make it easier because everything is online right now. So if anybody with power of the information, they can want to know about you, they will just have to click some things and they will get all your phone information or your medical records. It's all there. If a government can do it if they want. So I think they want looking for ways to make it like easier. And some people, I think this is related to the COVID because some people believe that the COVID is to like control society and control groups and blah blah blah.
But then but why? You can, of course, maybe I think we definitely know that certain groups in society have been hit harder. And people say that, COVID is a great equalizer. It's really, really not. Like, it's hit people who are less fortunate harder, of course, which I think is to be expected. For sure. Yeah. But it's always that question of why, especially, we have a Tory government. Why would they purposefully... Like, I am not a fan of Boris Johnson. I will say that clearly right now. Really, really not a fan. But his thing is the economy. Why would he purposefully try to destroy that and put us in the position where I don't know how many people in the UK are unemployed, but it's obviously not looking good, and like restaurants shut down, all of that,
I think it's a bit difficult topic, and I think over time we will see it more clearly because I think it's a mix of many things because it's a lot of corruption as well. Like I think we were speaking about this like with this with they were creating like the track and trace app.
Oh yeah.
There was like a whole fiasco because they were getting like 25K a day to do this app, like 5 people, and then the app was not working, and it's still not working, and it's still like having a lot of bugs, and Boris was like, yeah, we're working to make it better, but this is 25K a day to 5 people spending on this. So clearly that's corruption at its best. There's probably where is money coming from? Where are they spending this money like that? So at the end, when you step out for a second, you kind of understand why people have so many conspiracy theories, because right now we live in a moment like everything seems to be very like shady and not clear, and everything seems like a second intention. So
and I think this is the good and the bad thing about the internet. This is a whole nother topic that I'm sure we'll dive into on like later weeks. But it's good in a way that it's less easy to hide things in a way. Some people might disagree, but
magnified.
In a way. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think like you say, like in time we'll get clarity about it.
Yeah.
But of course, like meltdown.
Malfunction.
Exactly. Of course, like they're, you know, it's a personal choice at the end of the day, but we have the information that we have, and the information is that countries where people have worn masks, had stricter lockdowns, have done better or gone back to normality.
I think to end up with the idea of the COVID thing, I think what bothers me is like people are taking the time to do this, which is something like we really don't know for sure. Like it's something like kind of idea that maybe this and maybe that, but for things that we are sure that needs to be helped or needs to be like.
What do you mean?
Like why these people doesn't go and protest for things that we know that are happening, like genocides or like, you know, like things that are like modern slavery and things that you have a lot of facts and they're proven. In these cases they're not doing it. I mean, or maybe there's some people are doing it, but it's not as vague and as a, you know, like the thing is that so many things going wrong right now in the war, and actually they're not being like, why will have protests every single day about everything that's happening? Like in the other thing, why would we protest to something like it's just a mask and in theory it's protecting us, but why you're jumping into something that it's not clear to create all this while there's things that are really proven that are happening, we're not doing anything about it.
It's true. I mean? But I think it's a really interesting thing that why do people care about the things they care about, you know? Like it's that kind of thing. Like compassion fatigue thing, you know? Like you can't but why do some people get so riled up about COVID and wearing a mask, and then they don't protest, you know, modern day slavery or protest for the environment, for example, and that's something that deeply affects us all. But they want to spend their Saturday doing that and potentially putting people in danger. I don't know what.
I wonder whether, for example, they're going to protest about the environment, because this is I believe, my point of view, that this is happening because everything, how we're handling life and how the war is going and how the environment is going, and this is just a response of all the wrong bad things we're doing all the time. I mean, it's natural that we're here now, and you can find videos on internet of people talking like things like they will happen, and they happen more often. This is not the first time like a virus from an animal, if it's true, that come from whatever somebody eats somewhere else. Like it's been like this for a lot of time. There's a lot of this similar virus during the last few years, and it's getting more frequent and deadly. So this one is like the explosion of it. So you know, like it's like there's many other things we should take care of more, like just go out protest to not wear a mask.
I get
you.
Like
why don't protest or why you don't work to make this planet better, which is the root of the situation, I guess.
The root
Root
chakra. I definitely couldn't agree more, for sure. Interesting topic. I think we could talk about that for many hours, but we'll probably leave it there. I think so. Yeah, that's the end of
the first podcast.
Yeah, good job.
Boom, 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 boom.
And we hope you guys.
we need to rehearse all this as well. So I think if you have any opinion, it would be nice to share with us. I know they always say this, but it's actually cool to read it. Even if you disagree, you want to say that we are really stupid or whatever. I mean, it's good to understand the point of view. If you went to one of the protests, for example, like, give us a shout.
I would love to hear
why you went and what are your points of view, because maybe we're missing out things. I mean, we are a lot of humans in this world, so it's good to share.
It's good to hear different opinions, for sure. And if you have any questions for us, please do let us know. But I think that's everything for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening.
And do all the things you have to do, like subscribe, etc.
Subscribe, share, like,
and share,
comment. Keep us up in the algorithm, you know.
And all these things. And thank you to
God. What? Thank you to God.
Thank God and the universe
for making us this.
Make this happen finally. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much.
And see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.